You can do it all, but should you? That's the question we're going to answer today on this episode. So keep listening. Now, I'm your host, Joe Silva. This is the Joe Silva Business Show. I'm glad you're here. And today we're answering, should you do it all, right? You're probably capable of doing most of the things in your business, but should you? All right, we're going to dive right into that. Now, as a superhero entrepreneur, that you are, you can do a lot of things. You can probably do mostly everything in your business. In fact, you might be doing everything in your business. Maybe you have a VA here or a contractor there. Maybe you've even tried to hire people before, but you likely are doing most of the heavy lifting in your business. Now, you've got big goals, big dreams, lots of stuff to do. You might be thinking, if I want it done right, I'll do it myself, right? This is easy. Takes me a few minutes. I can do it, right? This is simple. I know how to do this, right? I've been doing this for years. Even before I had a business, I knew how to do X, Y, Z. Just makes sense that I'll keep doing it here. This is normal, right? It's the bootstrap mentality, right? That grind it out, I'll do it myself mentality that most entrepreneurs have. And it seems to make sense on the surface, right? That's what society tells us, that as a business, we better give it our all and stay busy for 12 plus hours a day and all the stuff, right? And sometimes the only way to do that is by doing all the stuff ourselves. And you're probably pretty good at it. That's the other part, right? The areas of your business that need somebody else to do it, but it's easy for you, you're probably good at those things. And you feel you do it better than anybody else, right? So again, if I want it done right, I'll do it myself. I don't want to take the time to teach anybody else, right? I'll just do it myself. I'll just get this done. It's simple. There's no problem here. Am I right? Have you ever thought that before? Well, it's normal. And that's where most entrepreneurs get trapped, right? That's what's holding them back. That mentality is actually holding you back from your success. We'll get into all of that. So stay with me here, okay, as to what that means. Now, let's look at a couple examples, and this will start to become more clear after you watch the rest of this video or listen to the podcast, wherever you may be listening to this at. Let's look at some examples. Now, the common example I could go to, which I'm not going to go to, but the common example would be, hey, do you think somebody like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or whoever, right? These Elon Musk or whatever, Jeff Bezos, these huge guys, the biggest businesses in the world, right? Do you think they're, is Bill Gates on the assembly line making his Macintosh, right? Is he out there slapping together the MacBook? Probably not, right? You already know that. So I don't have to mention that type of example, because then you might say, I already know this. I've had this conversation, just actually had it with a recent one-on-one client, but this happens all the time, right? And they'll say, well, sure, that makes sense. Bill Gates, he's not going to the assembly line. He runs a billion-dollar company, right? Of course he doesn't. My company is different. I'm small. I have to do everything or it doesn't get done, right? So the Bill Gates example, okay, but you might find some ways around that. So let's look at a different example. Think of the garbage company wherever you live. All right. Whether you're in a home or an apartment or a condo somewhere, I don't know, whatever, somewhere you live, somebody picks up the trash, right? Probably once a week. Hopefully it's once a week. I don't know. It is around here. Different parts of the country or the world. I don't know. But think about the person that owns that garbage company. They know the value of having a crew, of having a team, of having resources of people that will do those tasks for them while they're focusing on running their business, right? The owner of that garbage truck company isn't out on the truck, he's not driving his own personal pickup truck to your house to dump the garbage in the back and then driving that to the city dump. No, he has a team, right? He's giving somebody that task. He's paying them a wage to do that, to drive the truck, to take it to your neighborhood, to pick up all the trash, to drive it to the dump while he's doing other things in his business. And he's probably making some good money doing it, right? maybe 100,000, 200,000, whatever it is, even for a small garbage truck company. Right. And you can take that example into other industries. Let's take it outside of business. Right. You know what the Indy 500 is, right? IndyCar racing, even whatever, NASCAR, whatever it is, right? You know what racing is with vehicles, right? These guys are doing the laps. You've got the driver, right? He's driving the car. He's going in laps. He's steering, right? I don't know everything about it, but he's cutting the corners just the right way to give him that extra inch, right? He's doing the little things that only he can do as part of that team. And what happens for the little things, right? Who's going to put on the tires? Who's going to tighten the lug nuts? Who's going to gas up the car? He pulls over into the pit. He's got a pit crew there with him, right? And these guys, right? They're super fast. It's amazing to see, right? They're changing tires in like 10 seconds or something. It's incredible, right? Because that's what they do best, right? Those guys aren't driving the car, and the driver isn't changing the tires. Now, the driver might be capable of getting out of the car and helping change the tire, right? He probably has the skill level to do that. Changing a tire isn't rocket science, right? You don't need an advanced degree to change a tire. So the driver could probably do that. But what happens if he would, right? They'd lose time. They'd delay their lap times. They would delay their finish. They would delay their success. Just like you might be doing in your business. Yes, you can do those things. You can do the little stuff, the emails, the website, the graphic design, the social posts. You can do all of that. But should you? Should that driver be changing his own tires? What do you think? All right. Running a race, one more, right? If you're running a marathon, which, let's face it, business is kind of like a marathon, right? We're in it for the long term. You're running a marathon. As you go along in that race and you're coming up, on the next mile, you're sweating, and you're hot, you're tired, and you're weary, and your legs are about to give out, right? What do you see? See some guy on the sideline, right? He's got a cup for you, right? He's got water in the cup, and you just reach your hand out and you grab it and you slam it, right? And you're refreshed and you go, right? Did that marathon runner stop, grab the pitcher, grab the cup, and pour his own water? No, of course not, right? Why? Because it would delay his success. Now consider that, how that relates to your business. So ask yourself this. This is a key point that I'll slow down a little bit here for how to approach this, right? In your business, with whatever you may do, any industry, this is universal. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now getting to my goal faster? Right? Or is it delaying my success? Right? Is there a different way to do this? Could I hand this off to somebody? You'll start to notice that the things that delay, those are the things that you need to delegate in order to accelerate, right? The marathon runner delegated pouring the water to somebody else, right? And it accelerates them. The race car driver delegated changing the tires or filling the gas tank to somebody else, and it accelerates them in their business so they can get to the finish line faster. They can reach their goals faster. The same principle, as you're starting to notice, apply to your business. Now, let's switch gears for a second and think about the reason you started your business in the first place. That reason, that's burning desire, right? You could have taken a corporate job. Maybe you had one before and you left, right? Or you could figure something else out for income. You didn't have to start your business. So what was it? What drove you to be an entrepreneur? If you're like most, if you're like myself, it's that desire, that passion, that inside, that heart feeling that you want to help, you want to serve, you want to impact lives. Yes, the revenue comes. Obviously, you want that piece, right? Have the financial freedom, the time freedom, the location freedom. I'm not working for the man anymore, right? And nobody tells me where to go or what to do. It can be a blessing and a curse. That's a whole nother episode. But the reason you started your business in the first place wasn't to do these little minuscule tasks. It wasn't to do graphic design if you're a coach, or if you're a garbage truck owner. It certainly wasn't to dump garbage in the back, right? Those are the things that you delegate to accelerate, right? You have that true purpose in your business. the reason you started. It might be to support your family. It might be to impact lives around you. It might be to better this world. You have that big vision. You wouldn't be here. The fact that you're listening to this today means that you have that vision of growth, of expansion, of impact, of changing lives out there with whatever it is you do in your business, whether you're insurance or an online coach or anything in between. Your business matters. That's why you started it in the first place. It wasn't to do the emails. It wasn't to do a social media post on 10 different platforms. I got to get on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and MySpace and all the other stuff, right? And you take 5 minutes here and there. Stay with me because we're going to break that down. You take 5 minutes on each one. Pretty soon, 2 hours deep. Boy, I was busy today. But were you living your purpose in your business? Consider that. Capable, yes. You certainly, as the hero entrepreneur, the do everything entrepreneur, you're a super person, right? You can do a lot of things. You make things happen. That's what entrepreneurs do. We solve problems. We make things happen. We run through the brick wall. We go under it. We go over it, around it, whatever it takes. So you can do those things. Should you do those things? Capable, yes. Ask yourself, where am I investing my time? When you invest in $5 an hour activity, it's obvious at this point that you get $5 an hour return on that investment. Now, suppose for a second you invest in $500 an hour activity, or dream bigger, $5,000 an hour activity. What's your return on investment there? Right? It's your time either way, right? You're putting in time somewhere within your business. So your investment is the same. Where do you want to put it? Now, for my logical people out there, believe me, I've been logical for a long time in certain aspects, so I get it. You might be saying, yeah, okay, concept sounds good, prove it, right? These things have to get done. Okay, let's do a little math. All right, we'll do some quick math. And for those of you who aren't math related, stick with me. All right, you'll get it. It's easy math. All right, this is low level stuff. So I'm not going to go too deep. Let's say you spend 10 minutes a day posting to the different social media platforms. It's just 10 minutes a day. And it's easy for me to do it. I've always done it. I know how to do it. I don't want to take the time to train somebody, right? It's going to take me a couple hours to train somebody probably. And they might screw it up, but this is just 10 minutes a day. Let's be generous and say you do this 5 days a week. All right. More than likely if you're like many entrepreneurs, you're working more than just 5 days a week in your business. But let's just say 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week, that's 50 minutes a week, almost an hour a week. You thought about that? All right, let's take it further though. All right, 50 minutes a week. Let's give yourself, and this is a stretch, but let's give yourself 2 weeks vacation. You know as well as I do that you're not taking 2 weeks vacation if you're like most entrepreneurs, but let's just say you get 2 weeks off. So that's 50 weeks a year. All right, 50 minutes a week times 50 weeks a year. 2,500 minutes a year. That's 40 plus hours. That's a full week of time to what? $5 an hour activity. If you want to have some fun, multiply that out. $5 times 40 hours, $200. What's 500 times 40, right? That's your cost. That's what you're losing if you want hard dollars on it with just 10 minutes a day. And that's very generous, right? We're likely spending more time than 10 minutes on activity that isn't our purpose, isn't the reason you got into business in the first place, right? It's these other things that's easier to do yourself. So think about that math problem. And it is a problem, right? And ask yourself, what are you getting from doing it all? Right? What is that bringing you? Maybe safety, right? It makes you feel nice and busy all the time. As entrepreneurs, people look at us and we think, geez, I better stay busy, because if somebody sees me and I'm not working all the time in my business, they're going to think I'm not working hard enough. They're going to think I'm not dedicated to what I'm doing. Right? If my family sees me and I'm focusing in on one aspect and not doing all this little stuff, then it means I'm not doing work. quote unquote work in my business, right? So that busy feeling, right? You get that metaphorical badge of honor at the end of the day that I was busy all day long, but what were you busy on? $5 or 500, right? Maybe doing all the little stuff lets you hide, right? If you do all the little stuff that has to be done, but nobody can say you didn't work hard, right? You're hiding behind that in order to avoid the real work, the purposeful work, the reason you got into business in the first place, the reason your business matters, that impact you create, which leads to the income and everything else you're wanting to do, right? Now, take this information and let it sink in. Don't act too quickly here. All right. Think about it some more before you decide that you need that key employee in your business, right? Because you've got to ask, what's more important, right? Do I want to do the little stuff and stay safe and stay small? Or do I want to live my purpose? Do I want to take my business to where it really can go, right? Instead of these incremental little steps, that skyrocket, the hockey stick graph, right? That impacts more lives, that creates more income, that creates more freedom and everything you've ever dreamed of. Am I right? So yes, you're capable of doing those little things. It might be easier to do it yourself. But what you're really saying when you do that is that I'd rather wait to reach my goals. I'd rather take the long way around to reach my success. What you're saying is I'd rather miss family events. I'd rather start to resent my business and my customers because they make me do these little things all the time. And you might even wonder, like, why isn't my success happening yet? But it's obvious at this point. When you focus on the little things, you're focused on the little things. When you open up and live your purpose in your business, that's when things explode. That's when things take off. That's when you have the impact and the income and the freedom you started the business for to begin with. All right. Now, when you're ready to live your purpose in your business, when you're ready to take that step, that's when you build your team so that you can focus on what matters, right? Go to my website, joesovatraining.com. You'll find resources all about this. And make it matter. Your business matters. Your business is important. If you truly believe that, if that's something that you know in your heart and you know you matter, then it's time you live that purpose fully, right? And building that team is the way to do that. So again, thank you for being here. It's always fun being on an episode together. So thanks for being here. If you enjoyed this, if you found value here, subscribe now. You'll get more episodes as they come. And go to my website, joesovatraining.com. Free resources there, all about living your purpose in your business, building that team so that you can focus on your zone of genius, what matters to you and the reason you are here to begin with. All right. So thank you very much. Take care. We'll see you on the next episode.